First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruwell. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a lesson through the spirit. A little quick in transit through the spirit. Just kind of meditating on some things and fellowshipping with the brothers over the weekend. And we had a lot of spiritual talks about, sincerity of this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, and about where we're really up against, and to really count the costs about what you're involved in. Because like with anything you do in life, Shalom, brother. Yahweh Shabbat Brakatah, bro. But yeah, whatever you do in life, you want to always consult with counsel, whether it's through the spirit, or everything you do should be done through the spirit of your end of truth. But just like anything in life, these people are really losing it out here, man. But anything you do in life, you always want to have some type of counsel on whether this is the right move to make. And in the faith, it's really no different. Because it's one thing if somebody tells you something and it sounds good and you just be a dummy and you go into it and you believe it. Like the scriptures tells us, what man that sit down, that decides to build, that don't sit down and consider the cost or consider the facts on whether he have enough sufficiently to finish it. And also, what king before he go out to war don't consult with the subjects to see if he have the necessary manpower to prevail in war. So when you're in this truth, you have to ask yourself, are you really in this thing because you really believe, or you just passing time? Okay, because see, what happens is a lot of guys, man, they get in this thing and it feels good, it sounds good. You call the white man the devil, you go out to the streets, you may meet brothers, you may travel here and there, you may eat chicken on a weekend or catch a fight. And ultimately, because brothers will be there for you and look out for you. But after all that's said and done, are you really in this thing because of the accolades, or are you really in this because you really believe? Because we coming into some times now that the Lord is getting ready to put your belief to test, and to see if you're really about this thing. This is why it's very important to have a relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, and a sincere relationship. Because when this thing really when it goes down, and when things really starts to happen, it's only going to be you and Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and what you put into this truth, man. Okay? Like, I'm a firm believer, you get in, whatever you put in is what you get out of it. Just like if you're trying to build a business, or, you putting forth effort in life, it's the same concept. Whatever you put in, like when you go to the gym and you trying to get gains, but yet you only going to the gym maybe twice let's say once a week. Once a weekend, you may do 20 push-ups and walk on a treadmill for 10 minutes, and then you expecting to be Arnold Schwarzenegger in another 2 months. You ain't gonna get them gains because you ain't putting into it, man. And it's the same thing with this faith. So if you sincerely about this thing, then your works will show forth, man. Okay, because no matter what, nothing should be able to deviate you from the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And, I was speaking to the brothers. I was giving a story about how it was one guy, how everybody liked him. Everybody loved him. He was very charming, charismatic. But the pride was involved, And we just knew without a doubt that he had to be a man of the Most High because of how fervent he was. But found out that his whole passion and drive was all fueled through pride, man. Wanted to get a name for himself. And now look at him, out there, not even out there no more. Now, lately, I've heard something in regards to him wanting to meet up with some elder brothers, but I don't know how that went because it really wasn't, my tell to follow up on that. But it was just funny how when I was out there and he had called one of the elder brothers, man, and the elder like, man, do y'all know who that was? And I'm like, that was such and such, right on the head, because the spirit just told me that just who it was. Now, he's trying to possibly make a comeback because they see that these prophecies are coming to pass, man, So to say this, brothers, be sincere in this walk. Okay, because the scriptures say that desiring a sincere milk in your house shy, man, and become as babes again. Be sincere. Okay, don't be around brothers because you feel like they're gonna open the car door for you, or because they're gonna make sure you fed, or your thirst is quenched. Don't be around only for those reasons, but be around because you genuinely care about this faith and you care about your salvation out of here. You know, because we always had a thing, like Apostle Tar always mentioned. He said, yeah, you got guys that just want to come around for chicken, and then you don't really hear about them no more, man. Or when they can't really freeload, then the spirit kind of moves them around, type shit. And you got a lot of men that's been on that kick. I know the brother's gonna look out for me, type shit. How the hell you know that if you ain't sincere? So yeah, man, just be sincere. Same thing with you women too. You sisters in this thing, hey, you gonna get tested too. All right? It ain't always about the men being tested, but you women, you're gonna be held accountable for what you do too. Because when Yahweh Shai come back and say, depart from me, ye that work iniquity, I never knew you. You can't say, well, Yahweh Shai, I was a woman, I was a weaker vessel. Nah, you calling on the name of the Lord, you tuning into these videos, you believe in the doctrine. Hey, guess what? You're going to be susceptible to the same standard, because it ain't only going to be brothers that's going to get harded off in detention centers and getting tried. Okay, you women, you're going to be tried in them detention centers too, man. Yeah, even more so, because a lot of you women in this thing, you don't even have men. So it's just like, all right, what you going to do if you don't have a man of the Lord as your refuge, your protection? You got to solely depend on the spirit of Yahweh Shai to get you up out of your jam, which you should be doing that anyway. But overall, a lot of you sisters don't even have husbands in this thing. And if you have husbands, he's probably in the world somewhere being a damn demon. And that's unfortunate, but, that's how it is. Even with brothers, we got mainly women that's not of this faith. They in the world. So, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But, you have to show forth sincerity too. Okay, are you sisters, are you praying? Are you fasting? All right, are you tuning into the spirit? Or are you just sitting back watching videos, dwelling on which brother is cuter than the next and how he speak and getting your little sack wet? Because, women are hypergamous, man. They're very hypergamous, and they feel like they gravitate to the men with the most authority. Here you got 27 brothers in the camp, and you will have fucking 50 women, but yet all 50 women to go for the top 3 brothers. And then you got fucking 24 brothers that's without, which is total bullshit, man. All right, each brother in this thing that's sincere is a pillar upon the temple that we're building. They're stone, man. Okay, we're all lively stones in this thing if we are of the elect. So you women, y'all got to get y'all heads together too, man. Y'all got to get out of that feminist spirit, because there's a lot of you sisters that's in that spirit too. It's kind of raining out here, brother, so it's gonna be kind of hard to read the precepts. I don't want to hit nothing, but I got a couple of them. A lot of Jakes want to be the top. A lot of Jakes do want to be the top dog in this thing, man. And I mean, but we all want to be great in our own right, but a lot of guys want to be the top guy when they ain't really count the cost. You gotta really work, and you gotta let the Lord that exalt you, because the scriptures say, he that exalted himself should be abased. So it's ultimately the Lord that has to exalt you through the spirit. It ain't of you. So you could do 1,000 videos, 1,000 breakdowns, you can get the love of the congregation, but hey, if the spirit don't want you to be exalted at that time, then you're not going to be exalted, because for one thing, your heart is misplaced, because you focusing on you being fulfilled in preeminence of the flesh than overall the spirit. Because you got a lot of good teachers in this thing, and they're rarely mentioned. Okay, and in my opinion, I believe all the brothers are good teachers, but when I mean like actually guys that's like really well studied, because there's levels to this thing. It's like jujitsu, there's levels to it. But guys that's really versed in the scriptures, and they don't really get any talk about, and it be like that sometime, because you had many prophets in the Bible that was not mentioned, but the Lord, he made note of the mainly notables: Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Jonah, Habakkuk, all right, King David, Elijah, Elisha. You know, these are some of the more notable men that had more thorough stories. But believe it or not, we all had a story within our walk with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Like I was meditating on it. I was going through the what is it, Genesis, I think the 5th chapter, when it goes into the righteous line, because you know the table of nations is broken down in Genesis 10. But when I started tracing the line back to Adam through Seth, through a fact said the righteous line, you had many men that fell within that righteous line that actually had lives with the Lord. You know, like I was looking up the character Mahalil, which in Hebrew that would be Mahala Allah, and it resonated with me because that's actually my Hebrew name. And I was looking him up, and he was actually through the righteous line of Seth. And I was looking up. I think he lived like 869 years. And I was doing some research on him, and it said that he came of the righteous line, and he obviously had to have some type of respect with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and he was a follower of the Lord. And you know, it was kind of like a light into the spirit, because that's like one of the, you know, just looking through the righteous line, it's like, okay, these are righteous men. They all had stories, they all had lives, you know, they all had things they had to overcome. So these men don't necessarily have their own books, but they have their own story. And all the brothers you see in this thing, we come in the same likeness, man. So, you know, I was just meditating on it. So being really grounded and focused in this thing is always key. All right. Matthew 7:21, it says here, and not everyone that said to me, Lord, Lord, should enter to the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. So, you know, doing the will of the Father. Are you actually sincere? Are you doing the work? You know, are you fellowshipping? Are you putting your best foot forward? You know, and really the Lord is the only one that could give you a spirit of sincerity. Okay, you can't put it upon yourself, because it's through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai whether he gives you that spirit or not. You know, like everybody in this thing, whether they wicked or righteous, they're handpicked by the Heavenly Father to play their role. You know, and if you fall in the light of the righteous, then, you know, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But if not, then, I mean, that's just your lot. It's unfortunate, but, you know, that's just how you were written into the story. You see? So, anyway, next precept 22, and it says, and many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And have we cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And Yahweh Shai said, and then I will profess them unto them, I never knew them. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. So yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Be sincere. And that's really the theme of this message, of this lesson. Be sincere, and just, you know, don't take advantage of brothers, man. All right, because you got some real beautiful brothers in this thing that mean well with the Lord. Last thing you want to do is take advantage of the body when you don't need to, man. Okay, just because, you know, brothers are very charitable, you know. So anyway, brothers, man, it's really rainy out here. I'm gonna end it right here. I don't want to end up hitting anything, not being circumspect. So anyway, Lord's will, this was edifying. You know, hopefully this ignited some self-thought in brothers, because every morning you wake up, man, you got to reflect on being better than what you was the previous day. You know, you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, like, I ain't shit. And I'm not saying in the form of totally beating yourself down to the point of no belief, but knowing that, hey, the Lord said all flesh is as grass into him, man. And what happens to grass? It gets mowed down easily. So, you know, meditate on that. Meditate on if you're sincerely righteous and if you're sincerely about the work of the Heavenly Father. You know, it says, well, I courted a man who was not popular, which I can care less. And he put the plow down. I've been without a man for 6 years, focusing on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. Well, that comes too, because you women, you don't know how to choose men. I was telling somebody that yesterday. Y'all choose men based on the wrong shit. Now, he may have probably came at you first. You know, he probably did say, look, sister, I want you to be my wife. But even at the same time, you women you gotta have some type of discernment too. All right, you got to pay attention to a guy's characters. Like, how is he moving in the spirit? You know, just because somebody say, yeah, I want you to be my wife. I mean, you a woman, at the end of the day, you don't really have any say-so in the matter. But, I mean, in this day and age, if you got a bad vibe about a dude, then, I mean, shit, just be like, look, I don't know. I can't do that right now. You know what I'm saying? If you got a bad vibe from somebody, don't get with somebody because he's light-skinned with curly hair and a nice beard, or because he's the head of a fucking camp, man. And that's what pisses me off about a lot of you sisters in this thing. You get with these dudes that's worldly as hell, and then you come when he puts you away or y'all break up or something like that. Now you're hoovering around other men trying to get a fucking adultery case going on. And that's because of you, man. And I'm not saying to this sister in particular, but overall, man, you women, you don't know how to choose men. All right, you don't know how to choose. All right, and I'm just keeping it real, a spade, not to get on you, sis, you know, because I don't know you and it's not personal. But end of the day, y'all don't know how to choose men, and that's just the theme of it. Y'all don't. So I mean, that's something, you know, y'all have to take away how about Shemi, how was shy, and hopefully, you know, however the Lord fix the situation, hey, let the Lord's will be done. But if you a sincere believer, keep pushing, keep believing, keep praying, you know, keep your head down and shit. Hey, ask the Lord to have mercy on your situation, and you'd be surprised on what he can do. All right. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna end it, giving all praise and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shemi Hawashai. Lord's will, you are edified into the next lesson. Shalom.